The CIO, I think, has the opportunity to help a company innovate and develop offerings in the core, but especially with some of the new developments in the IT world, can as much help opportunities to create new growth
now,
outside of the core.
In this sense of core, you mean sort of the existing IT businesses, the databases, the sales automation stuff, the email, all the stuff that's already there, operate that as if it's an existing core business.
Yes.
Have some guys in that who are practiced, and then elsewhere.
Yes.
Do what?
I think with the cloud, you know, with open source, with a lot of these different these mechanisms that allow for rapid iteration and prototyping, that the CIO can support, say, a venture leader, a corporate venture leader, to more rapidly experiment and discover, and in that way be an enablement for cheap, effective new growth investment.
Now, one of the things that seems to be happening in a lot of corporations is some guy in a division is just calling up AWS, Amazon Web Services, on their own and using it to prototype or create some new model, some new business function, without the CIO knowing about that at all. Is that a bad thing, or is that a phenomenon that should be captured by the CEO and kind of loved and nurtured?
Well, I think ultimately it should be captured, because if the CIO embraces these experiments, then the CIO at a level to be able to support resource allocation, you know, that any executive would want to do, would be able to be a coordinative and sponsoring, shepherding kind of person, so that the learnings and the development that happens from that person can be transferred to the rest of the organization, especially the IT organization, to help over time enhance the ability of the IT organization to nurture.
That's a really interesting idea, because you're talking about taking those freewheeling experiments and sort of standardizing them and creating through that office a kind of branch that is knowledge sharing.
Absolutely.
A big sandbox where people can talk about the practices they've had, things they've found, how to standardize the data around that, so that it can become a resource, which is sort of an exciting new venture that the CIO's office could get into. And frankly, I can't think of another place in the corporation where it would be a more natural fit.
And a CIO will have the expertise and the experience, especially as it grows and learns from all of these different methods taking place, how to make, you know, the most effective support group to being able to make these new ventures happen.